It's never been easier to do that. As I said in my second book called The Cash Flow Quadrant, the 4 different people found in the world of business. The E, there's ES, the B, and the I. E stands for employee. S stands for self-employed or small business owner. B stands for business owner, and I stands for investor. The E and the S, although you can become very wealthy that way, that's probably the hardest way to get wealthy, simply because it requires you to work hard. A business owner is different. A business owner requires a system to work hard for you. And I think that's one of the hardest things for most people to kind of cotton on to. Bill Gates didn't get rich selling software. Bill Gates got rich building a system. I today have an oil company, a real estate company, etc., but I build systems. The reason I'm financially free is because the business system is working for me. I have other people working for me. There is a vast difference between somebody who's been conditioned to think like an employee versus somebody who's been conditioned to think like a business owner. I think the hardest part for people to make the big shift is the difference between what we've been conditioned to think and what we need to think if we want to achieve, great amounts of wealth. From where does your cash flow come from? Does it come as a W-2, an employee? Does it come because, a self-employed person is a person like my accountant and an attorney is a self-employed. And they measure their revenue in the hours. I charge you $100 per hour. Or a salesperson will say my commission is 6%. The problem is it's them still physically working. A business owner and an investor, a business owner wants a system to work for them. And an investor wants their money to work for them. So we go to school, we become doctors, and most doctors become self-employed. The trouble is they have to work really hard. The reason you know you're self-employed is if you stop working, your income also stops. And that's the problem. The reason I can stop working is because my system continues to work for me. In other words, there's different technical skills you need to learn. Like a doctor needs to know different technical skills than a plumber. Well, to be a business owner, you need different technical skills. But most important is emotional. You see, the thing here is that most people don't understand is I drill for oil. It's one of my companies. And we just struck oil in Portugal. Major find. Everybody goes, oh, you must be rich now. Well, no. As a business owner, I'm not rich right now. What my rich dad used to say to me, success is expensive. In other words, I struck oil, I have to go raise another $10 million. So my employees get paid. They get paid money. But I'm building an asset. I'm building a system, and the system is what makes me really rich. I have not taken a penny out of that oil well, even though I've struck. I have to raise $10 more million to go drill more oil wells. And so the problem that most people don't understand is the idea of delayed gratification. We've been trained to expect a paycheck every 2 weeks. Or if I do an hour's worth of work for you, I want to get paid within 30 days. A business owner needs to think differently. They think longer term. They're thinking of becoming extremely wealthy. My rich dad used to say there's 3 positions people operate from. Number 1 is they work just to feel secure, to survive. And you can tell it by their words. The most important thing is listen to a person's words. They say, I need to put food on the table and put a roof over my head. That's a survival mentality thinking. So if they get that covered, then they move to the next level, which is called comfort. Oh, I think I'll buy a bigger house, or I'll buy a lake house, or a new car. And where most people never make it is because they never get beyond the comfort level. They may have $50,000, $100,000 income, $250,000. They think but that's just average middle class. The level above comfort is being rich. And if you can get rich by working hard, have a good life. The trouble is, you still have to work hard. To make it to be rich, you should have a system work for you. That's what Ford did when he built Ford Motor Car, and Edison did when he built General Electric, and Gates did when he built Microsoft. That's how you get rich. Most people are very content being comfortable. The plan that you show and the plan that you talk to people about is a plan to become rich on. So I say up front, and you may not like what I say here, is this. We just plan to be in the survival mode. This business plan with this IBO, business opportunity, will not work for you because it is a plan to become very, very rich. If you just want to be comfortable, there's other plans. Get a job, start a small business. But this is a plan to get rich. The sad fact of the matter is our public has been conditioned to be poor. And the way you know that is my poor dad, the PhD, the school teacher, he always said, when my working days are over, my income will go down. And 90% of the U.S. population already makes the assumption that the day they retire, their income will go down.